The theater murder scene opens in the historic Esmeralda Theater. The grandeur of its crimson velvet seats and gold-trimmed stage is a stark contrast to the unfolding tragedy. Detective Callum Hart arrives, his dark trench coat trailing as he surveys the room. A faint scent of decay and old wood lingers in the air, as whispers ripple through the audience still seated under the glowing chandeliers. Act 1. The curtain falls. The final scene of the final bow had played out to perfection, or so it seemed. The audience erupted into applause as Marcus Vale, the show's charismatic lead, fell to the ground in a dramatic death scene. But as the applause waned and the curtain dropped, something was off. Marcus didn't rise. Backstage chaos erupted. Evelyn Moore, his co-star, screamed, "Marcus, get up. This isn't funny." But her voice trembled, betraying her fear. Victor Crane, the director, stormed onto the stage, his booming voice silenced by the sight of Marcus's lifeless body. When Detective Callum Hart arrives, the theater is locked tight, as is standard protocol during performances. The 50 attendees remain in their seats, murmuring nervously, while the cast and crew huddle backstage. Marcus's body lies under the harsh spotlight, his hand outstretched toward the audience, his face frozen in an expression of terror. Hart crouches beside the body, inhaling deeply. A faint almond scent hits him. Cyanide, perhaps. No wounds, no visible trauma. His sharp blue eyes scan the stage for clues, catching a glass on the edge of the prop table. Everyone stays seated, he commands the audience. This theater is now a crime scene. Someone here is responsible, and nobody leaves until I know who. Act 2. The players in the drama. Hart gathers the cast, crew, and a few notable attendees on the stage, their faces pale under the harsh lights. Each person becomes a potential suspect. Evelyn Moore, the elegant co-star, her beauty marred by her shaking hands. Her history with Marcus is no secret. They were lovers until he ended the relationship. It wasn't mutual, someone whispers. Victor Crane, the grizzled director, his booming voice now reduced to gruff murmurs. He was reportedly furious with Marcus for missing rehearsals, but his financial troubles with the production are an even darker cloud over his head. Delilah West, the understudy, young and hungry for fame. She eyes Marcus's lifeless body with an unsettling mix of horror and fascination. "It could have been my name in lights," she mutters under her breath. Henry Bishop, the theater critic, infamous for his biting reviews. Marcus had once thrown a drink at him after a particularly scathing critique. "I'd say karma got him," Henry says, earning glares from the cast. Clara Vale, Marcus's estranged sister, seated in the audience for the first time in years. Her presence is conspicuous, her eyes red and her hands trembling. "I just wanted to see him one last time," she says cryptically. Act 3. Clues in the shadows. Hart begins piecing together the puzzle. First, the poisoned water bottle. The faint almond smell is unmistakable. Marcus's dressing room reveals an open bottle. But who placed it there? Hart finds Marcus's personal script tucked into his dressing room drawer. A page is missing, and in the margins of the remaining text, Marcus had written, "This ends tonight." Evelyn reveals her fight with Marcus earlier that day. "He threatened to expose me," she says, her voice quivering. "Something personal. I begged him not to, but he just laughed." Victor Crane isn't much help. Marcus was a diva, but he sold tickets. Without him, this production is ruined. "Why would I kill my own star?" Delilah, the understudy, seems suspiciously eager to talk. "I saw Clara backstage before the show," she blurts. She looked nervous, like she didn't want to be seen. Clara denies this, but her alibi is shaky. "I didn't go backstage. I swear, I only came to watch." Hart begins to feel the weight of secrets pressing in on him. The theater is alive with tension, its grand walls seeming to close in. Act 4. A spotlight on the truth. Hart reconstructs the timeline. He gathers everyone on stage, placing them in the spotlight one by one. The poison was in Marcus's water bottle. Hart begins, holding up the evidence. But who had access to it? The bottle was backstage, meaning someone here slipped it in before the show started. Hart turns to Delilah. "You claim you saw Clara backstage. Why didn't you report it earlier?" Delilah hesitates, her face pale. I thought it might help me get a bigger role. If she looked guilty, maybe I'd get sympathy. But I didn't poison him." Hart's gaze shifts to Clara. "You've been distant from your brother for years. Why show up tonight?" Clara's lip quivers. "He sent me a message. Said he wanted to apologize, to make things right. I came to forgive him, not to kill him. Finally, Hart faces Evelyn. Your lipstick was on his glass. That wasn't part of the play, was it? Evelyn straightens, her expression shifting from fear to cold defiance. No, it wasn't, but he deserved it. He blackmailed me for years, threatened to ruin me if I didn't stay under his thumb. Do you know what that's like, detective? To have your life controlled by someone who claims to love you. Hart's voice is firm. And so you decided to end his control the only way you could. You poisoned his drink during your unscripted kiss. Evelyn's shoulders sag, tears streaming. I didn't want to, but he left me no choice. Act 5. The final bow. As Evelyn is led away in cuffs, the audience sits in stunned silence. The grandeur of the Esmeralda Theater feels hollow now, its beauty tainted by tragedy. Hart stands on the empty stage, staring at the crimson curtains. Theater's always been about drama, he murmurs to Officer Lane. But this is the first time the drama's been so final. The curtain falls, and the Esmeralda Theater is left in darkness, its latest tragedy destined to become part of its haunted history. If you love this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.